become yours, letting my light become yours.
Peace and love. My name is Majestic Serenity, and this is the My Light, Your Light podcast. We are here today with Mr. Marshall Calorie.
Hey guys.
Tell us about who you are.
Well, hey guys. My name is Marshall Calorie. I'm an actor and the founder of Youth Talks, which is a youth-led talk show, which is all about bridging that gap for young adults. I also manage a rising young artist named SZN Ali, who's 22 years old, and changing the narrative for the next generation and just everyone in general, just bridging the gap. But yes, my main things, I have a youth-led talk show called Youth Talks with a Z. It's on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. But yeah, definitely, that's me.
Okay, so how does it feel to be an African-American male in the creative industry?
I would say it feels awesome. It feels excellent. It feels supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, if you know what that means. Disney fans out there, say in the comments if you know what that means. No, it feels awesome because, you know, I'm changing the narrative for our generation and showing just all generations what young people can do and learning from the older generation because it's a youth-led talk show. So just imagine Ellen Oprah, but youth-led, teen-led. I'm the main host, but I also have other young adult hosts that rotate, you know, throughout the months and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a specific obstacle you have faced and overcame being a creative?
I would say being creative, I would say the obstacles, well, one thing, social media, because, you know, it's hard because you never know. Like, I haven't received anything, but like negative comments in your feed and stuff like that. But I know a lot of people that struggle with that, especially with our generation, mental health and stuff like that. You know, social media just adds on to it. It's like a cherry on top of mental health, you know, the negativity, because it gives people a platform to say, oh, I don't like this, or hey, yeah, so yeah, that. And then also just gatekeeping. That's the main thing. Gatekeeping from the older generation, and just people in general that don't want to see you surpass them. Does that make sense? They want to see you succeed, but they don't want to see you surpass them, and don't want you to meet certain people because that might be their ticket, because it might be art, like as artists like ourselves.
As artists today, we don't understand that what can be for you, what is for you is for you.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say gatekeeping, yes.
Okay. How do you feel your creativity impacts young Black males? Like someone younger, seeing you have a show or do the things that you do or have done within the industry so far.
Say that one more time.
How do you feel using your creativity impacts young Black males?
I would say it provides a voice for young Black males and just young youth in general. I don't want to put it in a category.
Yes, but that is the theme.
Oh.
The theme for these episodes. But it's okay. Keep answering.
Well, since my social platforms on social media, it doesn't, you know, it's not like just Black youth, but there are, I would say, prominent amount, you know, Black youth, but youth in general, like, I want to stick with that because that's a topic people really need to highlight, youth, because we, especially with all races, but especially the young African-American community, it inspires them because I'm interviewing celebrities, I'm interviewing politicians. People might not know what an alderman is, like, that don't vote. But it's our time and our way to tell our generation and the younger generation that let's know at least who these people are. So like you, just celebrities, like from A to Z, anyone can be on the show. Doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter your past, because everyone has a story. And that's what's highlighting and bridging the gap, because, you know, no one's restricted. Like, you know how you always see these main talk shows and you're like, damn, I wonder how I can be on the show, but you don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can send an email, you might need an A&R or PR, but I just have people DM me to be on Youth Talk. So yeah, and we schedule it. But yes, thank you.
Okay.
I don't know that.
Is there any input, advice you would like to share?
I would say get your hands dirty. Don't be scared to get your hands dirty. You know, there's a movie out right now called Disney Descendants Rise of Red, and one of the songs is called Gotta Get Your Hands Dirty, and it's sang by the young Cinderella daughter. No, the young Cinderella and the daughter of the Red Queen, and they go back in time and all this, but it's about getting your hands dirty and learning to take a risk, taking a good risk, you know? Because it's all about the good in people and seeing the good in people. But I would say seeing the good in people and taking that risk. Go into that local business. Say, hi, my name's Marshall. Hi, my name's Majestic. I do this. I'm a singer. I have a talk show. I play basketball. I play tennis. I play volleyball. Anything. And see how you can connect.
Okay.
Oh, wait. And then also asking, what can you bring to them? Not because a lot of people ask, what can I get from them? Like in their head, they're like, oh, what can I get from them? How can I do this? But actually going to them and saying, how can I help you? Try that.
Okay. Do you always feel seen for the work that you do?
No, not all the time. And that's the thing, you know, because social media adds onto that facade. Because if you don't have social media, or if you're doing a lot of work, no matter good work or bad work, people are always watching. They might not tell you, but someone's always watching. Because there have been many instances. We've gone to many places, and Majestic, I think you've gone, and people might not, you might have performed at an event, and you might have never met them, but they be like, oh, you performed at that event, and you were really good. They might have not told you that day of when you performed at that event, but the next event you were at, or if you're just attending, hey, I know you. You know what I'm saying? So someone's always watching you, you know? And there's been people, I would say, like, I put together, and me and Zion put together this media campaign he's been doing for I Believe in You for his song Make It Through, part of the album, which is about Chicago. And we're going to different businesses, nonprofits, places that represent Chicago. And Contextos, which actually where you're filming your podcast right now, we featured them. And we've gone to places and they say, hey, I know. We've gone to like ask, hey, can you perform? They're like, hey, I saw that video you did at Cookie Crack Cakes. Hey, I saw you perform at the school. I love that. And then let's do it. Let's do this. And just have people hit us up, you know, and collabs different ways. And it's just about planting your seed, planting those seeds. I don't know if I diverted from the question, but yeah, planting seeds.
So that had me think about another question. So
you better take another question out.
a lot of young artists kind of get caught up with always getting recognition every time they perform, or always getting highlighted. Sometimes when you're not highlighted, how do you react to that in a positive way?
I would say you have to learn how to compose yourself and be like, you know, if one person liked it, you did something. You moved them. Good or bad. You moved them. You know what I'm saying? Like if it affected one person, because you always have a supporter. But social media added to the facade of it's not enough. Like, let's say, you know, I have 10.2K followers on Instagram now. But in our generation, that's not a lot. A lot is 1 million, 2 million. But think about it. 10,000 people in the world follow you or know you. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. Like, let's say if you got 20 likes on a post. You're going to think that's little. But if 20 people in person say, I like that, like you perform, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So think about it like that. I would like you guys to think about it like that. Like, if it reached one person or 5 people or 10, don't let social media, focus on the following in person. Because you have more followers in person. A lot of people go to social media because they might not have followers in person. But there's always something that will support you, you know? And it matters about that one person. Because it only takes one person to change your life. 1 or 2 people. Or one person. It's all about that yes. You could get many no's, but it takes that one yes. And that will change your life.
Are there any stereotypes, misconceptions made about Black male creatives in the industry?
I would say a lot of, especially in the music industry, I would say a lot of people say, oh, talk about killing, degrading women, and we see that a lot, on social media and
What about acting?
music. And acting, I would say, always playing the thug in the shows. Like, we always see ourselves playing the thug behind bars, or the abusive husband, or like for females, like you play the person who's always getting the calls, and like with the baby daddy and all that type of stuff, And I would say that narrative, but I would say we're getting in the right direction because we're focusing on a lot of filmmakers now, local filmmakers, especially in Chicago, because Chicago's becoming a great acting and creative space. There's LA, there's New York, but Chicago is actually becoming a hub because there's a lot of film studios getting built in Chicago. There's CineSpace, and I know a lot of places that are building film studios and a lot of local filmmakers, and we're changing that narrative. We're telling our stories, we're telling the stories of our neighborhood, we're telling the stories of our families, and that's bridging the gap because it's all about family. Especially in the Black culture, it's about family. When you think about it, yeah.
How hard was it for you to get started with breaking into the creative industry?
I would say I was a shy kid growing up.
Really?
And yeah, I was a pretty shy kid, but I was also like not shy. How people say that. Like, I can't even explain it. But I did summer camp at Columbia College when I was younger. They used to have a summer camp program led by Miss Megan, and I don't think they have it anymore. Shout out to Miss Megan if she sees this. I don't know her last name, but shout out to Miss Megan. Columbia College was our summer camp. Youth summer camp, we learned all forms of art: acting, modeling, camera work, movie work, painting, pastel, comic book work. And I did that for about 6-7 years, and that added on to my scope of creativity. And it was a diverse group. It was, from all parts of Chicago, and 20 cohort, and learned from different youth. And, we went to field trips, different creative spaces, museums, and plays and musicals. And it was dope. And I would say that opened the scope of my creativity, when I was growing up. And I did that for about 6-7 years, and until I reached high school and the program ended. But yeah.
Okay. Do you always feel supported and pushed to go after your dreams?
I would say sometimes, yes, I do feel supported. But there's times because, it's hard because, social media, you gotta turn it off at some point, but it's hard because it's addicting, when you think about it, it's addicting. And, you don't want to you look at other people who are more successful than you, and you don't want to take that, you don't want to take it like that. You're getting to that standpoint, or you're with there. If that makes sense. Like, I would say I feel supported, especially by my parents. I might not see it all the time, but I would say I feel supported. What else?
Is there anything you can say to somebody out there who might not feel supported?
I would say I support you. I'm pretty sure Majestic supports you. Majestic, do you support them?
I do.
I'm pretty sure my artist Zion Ali supports you. Yeah. It's all about supporting everyone. Because think about it. If you don't have support, animals support you nonstop. When you think about it. If you have an animal. But like, go into the world and really stand there and be like, who supports me or what supports me? And look at your feet. They support you. No, they support you. Like, you're like blessed. Like, it might not feel like that sometimes, but I support you. And there's someone in the world that will support you and that will support you. I think I just said the same thing. But I support you. I'm sorry if this didn't get to you, but I know it will. But I support you.
Okay. Since you have your own show, you act and you manage artists, How do you balance everything?
I would say I'm learning to balance. I wouldn't say I'm balancing it right now. Because it is, in all honesty, if you get in this management business, it's hard. And that's just because you're helping another human being with their goals. And then you're also working on yourself and seeing how you can get them to their goals and add on to their goals in positive ways. It does get hectic, but yeah, I would say I'm learning to balance right now, you know, because my talk show, I put it on a hiatus right now. I do it once in a while, but I'm learning how to do a schedule, and I'm working on that. Because, you know, as artists and creatives, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's annoying. You know what I'm saying? It's annoying because you feel like procrastinating. You feel like you don't want to do it, but you have to do it. Because you gotta keep that legacy going for your family and yourself, you know? And you don't know what happens after death. But I know, like, I'm Catholic, I understand, but it's everyone's own journey, you know? Depending on what religion, not signaling out any religions, but, you know, you gotta keep that legacy going. That's what I'm saying. So, keep the legacy going, and yeah, it's hard to balance, but I'm doing it, I'm getting through it, and I'm working on it. And it's all about that support that we were just talking about in that previous question. Having the right support and finding in yourself that you can support yourself.
Okay, can you share some of your light with us today? Share some wisdom with other young Black male creatives?
I would say for all creatives and young people, all nationalities, especially Black youth, that we can do anything. We can, and you hear that all the time. You hear it in Disney movies. You can do anything. We can do anything. No, but you can do anything. It's all about the narrative you're setting for yourself. We have to change that narrative. No matter, I know it's hard when you grow up in a certain atmosphere or grow in a certain place. Yes, that's what it is. You gotta change that narrative.
And try your best to live in it, because when you're living in it, you're doing it.
Yeah, change your narrative, and no matter where you stay or live, you know, I know it's hard to listen or hear, oh, I live here, how can I change the narrative if I grow up in this place? You know what I'm saying? Like this underdeserved community, or have friends or family members that are in gangs and all that. Like, how can I change that narrative if that's all I know? Is doing research, it's going to your local library, it's going to your awesome grandma's house that you support, or your best friend's house, and saying, you know what, let's make this difference. We can do this. You know what I'm saying? We can do this. And finding people like yourself, Majestic, finding mentors, going to your local youth group or youth organization in the city of Chicago or wherever you stay, and getting involved, you know? Because it takes that one step. Remember, it takes that one yes to change your life.
Thank you so much for being on the My Light, Your Light podcast.
Thank you so much, Majestic, for having me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and follow me on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook at Marshall Calorie, MARSHALL, Calorie, CALLERY. Thank you. Take care. Ta-ta. Bye.